Oh my gosh, it's Christmas for me. Look what it is. It's my Graffiti X. Holy shit. Oh my God, yes. This is my pedal stroke. It's cramping up right in my thigh. Oh, look. The speedometer is accurate. It matches the GPS. Let's go. $20, $30, $35, $40, $45, $50, $51, $52, $53. Oh! Shit! Hit 53! Holy free holies! Away as soon as the cars go. Ready, go. $20, $30, $40, $45, $50, $51, $52. Oh, shizzum! We hit it the same opposite direction! It's safe to say that this is a 50 to 52 mile an hour bike, and if you're a lightweight, you probably could hit near 55 miles an hour. Yesterday on my maiden voyage, I got about 13 miles on my maiden voyage. And the one thing that every now and then I heard a rattle. And so I put some lubricant on certain parts. And then I said, I'm probably going to try to get a riser made. So let me look underneath here to see, and also to see if the controller's loose. The controller is put in there perfectly. But there's a piece of wire, which is, that's the rattle. The wire that goes to the rear taillight, it has tape on the back of it. It came loose. And that's the rattle. So 2 screws, and then there's a plug here that goes in this hole, comes right off pretty easy. I have some double-sided 3M tape. I'm going to reattach that, and I couldn't figure out why. So there is your tip that no other YouTuber or influencer is going to show you. Only me, because I love you all. If you're a big fat old man like me, I've already moved the shocks up to the top position, and I got an extra inch or so. On my first 14-mile ride, it still didn't feel comfortable. So now I'm compressing the shock some, and I don't have a tool. So what I do is just, I put my right leg, when I'm doing the left side, behind the tire, and then I simply pull down on the shock and turn. Measure from the top to the bottom to make sure both sides are the same. There she is, my friends, all put together. The LYRIC Graffiti X. LYRIC Cycles based out of Canada. Yes, they've had a poor history, a poor showing of producing bikes, but they produced this one, and it is very, very nice. I'm going to go over the specs really, really quick for you. I have my cheat board back there. I bought that just for this video. So what are we dealing with? We have a 60 volt, 40 amp hour battery. Comes with an 8 amp charger. It has a fan. It has a 3,000 watt direct drive motor. 8,191 watts. So says area 13. dual rear coil shocks with 90 millimeters of rebound, 75-pound shocks. LYRIC sells a lighter shock and they sell a heavier shock. Adjustability, rebound control. The front is an air shock. The air valve is right here on the left side. I took the top off. You can't get to it with the bars here. When you put a riser on, I'll be able to get to it. So this is where you fill up with air. And this is your adjustment for lockout, hard or soft bounce. For the shock, for the air shock, LYRIC recommends that for light riders, 70 PSI. And by light rider, I mean around 120 pounds. For heavier riders, 200 pound or more, they recommend 135 PSI or more. It has 4-piston Magura MT5E brakes, 203 millimeter rotor, front and rear, and it comes with regen. To activate the regen, just a little pull like that activates the regen. You can see that brake. Regen is activated, and then all the way in for regular usage. It comes with 2 modes. E-bike mode, which I call Slug mode, and off-road mode. And then there is the button. The button is also right next to the horn, which is an automobile grade horn, and it's actually underneath the seat next to the controller. Blinkers, high beam, low beam, your control panel. Nice display. Key ignition, your button to kill all power so that the throttle won't work. You would think that in is no power, but in fact, that's no power, that's power. I added the mirrors. I added the phone holder. It has programmable 3 PAS setting, 5 PAS setting, and a 9 PAS setting, which we'll get into, and you can change the power provided in each mode. It has a cadence sensor. It has a Gates carbon belt tensioner drive system, part of the tensioner. 60-tooth front chainring, single speed 12-tooth. Passenger pegs each side. This comes off. It's 2 screws and a little plug. Controllers underneath there. Rear tail light with blinkers. Plastic fender. Alongside the peg on the bottom is a place to put a trailer hitch, so you can pull a cart or your puppy dogs. Motorcycle tires, CST, 4 inches wide. Motorcycle tread. Motorcycle wheels. DOT approved 6,000 lumen headlight, very bright. You can move it up and down. Blinkers. Very nice cable management. Cable sleeves, zipper sleeves. I had a couple wire ties that tied up a little bit more, and I added a wire tie because this brake cable was flying wild loose, way too much slack. But that will also allow you, there's slack in the lines, so that you can add a riser, albeit probably nothing larger than 4 inches. I'm going to add a riser, 4-inch riser, so I will let you know. Ding, 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 metal front fender. The Magura 4-piston 203 millimeter brakes, solid axle. Controller sits inside, 80 amp controller. The shocks I told you about, the spring preload, 2 settings, low, high, comes factory in this low point. I moved it up here because I'm a fat old man, 260 pounds. It made it a little bit stiffer, more comfortable, but it also gave me about an inch more in height. Pedals, kickstand. The bike is water resistant. 6061 aluminum frame, 89 pounds without the battery, 120 pounds with the battery. Estimated mileage from the factory is, in fast mode, about 35 miles, and in what I call turtle mode, 60 miles. From the factory, they say it will fit comfortably. Somebody 5'7", I agree, maybe even a little bit smaller. They say the top is 6'4". I disagree. If you've watched any other part of this video, you may have already seen me at 6 foot, 32-inch inseam. My knees are up here. I need like a 3-inch riser to make this more comfortable, and I need like a 4-inch riser at least to make this more comfortable. This bike is very nice, but it is not designed for pedaling for anybody anywhere close to 6 feet. Overall, this is an outstanding bike. Fit and finish is outstanding. The welds, of course, I don't know anything about welds. It all looks nice and clean. The matte color paint is beautiful. I only found a couple little blemishes on the seat, which I could live with. Everything came nice and tight. I checked everything, all the bolts, and everything was good. After my initial run of 14 miles, I double checked everything and it was still nice and tight. This is the nicest bike that I've ever had in my possession. I'm still working on tweaking the suspension. I adjusted the, if you watch the video, I adjusted the springs in the back, and I'm still tweaking the front. But overall, in my opinion, LYRIC hit a home run with this bike. I wish LYRIC would develop and sell a riser for it. That would be better for tall people, because even with the riser, it still will not be a pedal bike, but it'll be a more comfortable bike when the pedals are all the way up here, which is your top of your stroke. On the battery, there is a button, I think I told you to press, and you can see the battery levels. Read the manual. In the manual, this is not on LYRIC's website. There's no videos on this, but in the manual, LYRIC tells you to balance the battery. So they tell you before you even ride it the first time to put this on a charger for 12 hours or so. It comes about half charged, and in the manual it tells you to charge it for 12 hours. Then it tells you to ride it, whether it's 5 miles or 15 miles, then charge it for 12 hours. And the manual says, even when the light turns green after 4 hours, leave the charger on it for about 12 hours to balance the cells. And the manual says to do that 3 times, and then the battery will be balanced. Most of you are not going to read the manual. I'm an old person, I read the manual. There's a very interesting page in the manual. It's page 14, and there are typographical errors, spelling errors in it. But LYRIC says, some of you may be tempted to swap out your battery 60 volt with a 72 volt. And it says, it's true that the Graffiti X does come equipped with a motor controller that will handle a 72 volt battery. But if you make that change, it'll void your warranty. And then it talks about why they didn't make it, blah, blah, blah. But this is what I find curious. And arguably, they're winking at you to do this. They say, verbatim, we just thought you might want to hear that from us, telling you about why not to do it, why they didn't do it. And then this is the critical sentence. But, as always, rules are made to be broken. Just be safe out there. So, I know you. I've already even started thinking about banging on a 72 volt battery on this bike to make it go well into the 50s. So, read the manual. There's a lot of good stuff in there. All right. Now we are going to hit the cockpit. So, ignition, the key with the little knobbies on it. Put the key in, turn it to the right, headlight automatically comes on. Headlight's bright as poo-poo. Low beam, high beam. I'm going to do a night ride so you can see. Turn it to low beam. And on, to turn it on, keypad, I'll call it the keypad. The button on the right is a circle. hold it for 3 seconds, and then the screen will pop up. Time, voltage, trip meter, and then let's start from the left. The horn, loud. You see how it comes by default in PAS1. I always turn that to 0, which you would press the bottom. And now the bike can't accidentally turn on, even without you having to press the red kill button. Right now the bike is active. If I would put it in PAS1 and hit the throttle, it would go off, although slowly. This is the e-bike mode button, off-road. That's off-road, that's e-bike mode, which I call slug mode because it's so freaking slow. Blinkers. The headlight is so bright. And then obviously the bright side's the same. Does not tell you the blinkers here. Your kill button. And then plus button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's how it comes by default. It also comes in kilometers, which I'm going to show you how to change, and it comes in military time, which I'm going to tell you how to change. I'm going to give you the speeds in each PAS setting, then I'm going to change it to 5. When you press the M button, which is the button left of the power, tells you the time the bike's been on. The odometer, 12 miles. Average speed, 18.3. Maximum. So this bike, my app said 50. Oh, it changed already. My app said 52. The bike is saying 49.1 miles an hour. To get into the menu settings, to change it to miles per hour, and if you want what I call normal time, not military time, you press the M button twice. 1, 2. And now you are into the settings. So let's do the easy one first. E-bike. To scroll down, you use pluses and minuses. To get down to e-bike, hit the minus. And then hit the M button. And then you have your different assist levels. Hit the minus button, then hit the M button, and then you'll see 9. And now if you hit the minus button, it takes you down to what the percentages are. So in gear 1, you're getting 25% of the power, gear 2, 34%, gear 3, 43, and so forth. And you can change that percentages. To the 9, when you're on the 9, if you click the M, you see how it turns red and is blinking? Then you click the minus and you'll go to 5. Now, if you clicked on the M, you've locked it in the PAS 5, and you could do that for 3 as well. So if you wanted to get rid of that, hit the plus, hit the down, then 3. Back to 9, which is where we're going to stay while we do our testing. And then to get out of here, go down to back, hit the M, and then you're back up to assist levels. The wheel sign, I didn't have to change the wheel at all. It's fine. You don't have to do anything with the rest of these. The light sensor, if you wanted to go down to change the light sensitivity, I'm not sure you can do that because you can't even turn the light off. So you can play with that. It's always back to get to this screen, then exit to get out to the main. Now, when you're at this screen display, hit the M, and then language. English is by default. System, I didn't do anything with. Brightness changes the screen brightness. I didn't do anything with. Auto off, you can change. The bike will go off after, let's look at it. Right now, the bike will go off after 5 minutes. You can change that. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. The clock. You're going to have to change the clock if you don't like military time. You just highlight it and press the M, And then I have it already set up to 12 hours. If I wanted to change that and I did have to set the day and time. You highlight that and you simply press M, and you can change it to military time if you wanted to, or hide it. So military time, which I don't want to do because I'm done with the military. And it's always press M to get back. Now, if you're in this mode here, highlight it to 12, and you hit the plus, this is how you change everything. And you hit the plus, and you can go back. Minus takes you back here. And if you wanted to change anything here, it's always hit the M, and then you can change that. Hit the M, you go to the next one. Hit the M, hit the M, hit the M, and you keep changing. Now, here's a tip for the clock. If you're in military time, and you want to change to 12-hour time, you may have to. If it's 4 p.m., that military time must say 1600 hours. Otherwise, if you change to 12-hour time and you just put in 4, it'll pop up as 4 a.m. There's nothing in the manual about that. It took me forever to get this to p.m. To change. So right now it's 12:36 p.m. It's actually 11:36 p.m. I gotta change that. I'm gonna change it right now. So, 2 clicks, boom, boom, to the display, hit the M. Scroll down to the clock, hit the M. Hit the plus to go up, and we just need to change the time. So we're gonna hit the M, hit the M, hit the M, hit the M, and then when we're here, we hit the minus, and now we're at the 11. And then, keep hitting the M. Oh, you dumb butt. Arrow to get to the back. Hit the M. Scroll down the back. Then hit the M. Get to exit. Hit the M. Practice with it. It took me about 30 minutes to get everything set up the way I wanted. Oh, I forgot to show you how to do miles per hour. Change from kilometers to miles per hour. 2 clicks on the M. In the display, click M, click System, click M, and then Imperial is what you want to select. When you open up the screen, it's going to show metric. It's going to show metric. You want to highlight it, have it just like that, but you want to switch to Imperial, then hit M, then go to back, then hit M, and go to back, and hit M, exit, hit M, and you'll have miles per hour. This is the classic display. You get your time, voltage, trip, overall mileage, time the bike's been on. Actually, just trip mileage. Let's click on the M button. Odometer is 12. So to click on and cycle through these settings, you also do M. Average speed, max speed, time the bike's been on, and the odometer. How did I get there? M twice. Display, highlight, minus button to get down to scenes. Hit M. It's classic screen now. If you hit M, it'll flash. If you click minus, modern. If you click M, you've locked it into modern. Minus button to get the back. Hit your M. Back, hit your M. Exit, hit your M. And then you're back to the modern screen. All right, that is it for the bike. Turn the key off and everything is off. So that is the Graffiti X. That is the specs. That is the display. If I missed something and you all know something that I don't or something I screwed up, please tell me. Beautiful, beautiful bike. I need to get some more purple in there. Don't I, Dan? My friend, thank you for the support. Watch this. We're just going to get this over with right now. Done. We're in pedal assist 9. I think we're in e-bike mode. Yes. We were in e-bike mode before. Full throttle. That's freaking slow. That's freaking baby. Whoa. Whoa. Something don't feel right. Oh, before I go out on the road, I better practice. All right, we're in bike mode. Pedal assist 9. Boy, if you're a fat man like me, actually pedaling is not as painful as I imagined since I raised the seat up. I actually have feeling in the pedal. "19 miles an hour, that's the max speed in pedal assist 9 in bike mode. Bike mode sucks. Let's do pedal assist 1 in off-road mode. This should be all 3,000 watts available. Oh my gosh, freaking turtle takeoff. You'll never pull a wheelie on this bike unless you're a really good circus clown. All right, in off-road mode, pedal assist 1 will take you to, this is just throttle. Let's see if it takes you all the way to the max. Oh my gosh, this bike is so freaking slow. The regen works. The regen is you just touch the, bend the brakes a little bit. I can feel the regen kick in. So that's pretty cool. Let's do pedal assist 9 in off-road mode. All right, now we got some pickup. Oh yeah. All right, so that's faster than the goat. Let's bend the brakes. The speedometer is accurate. Oh yeah, don't go in e-bike. Don't go in e-bike mode. Just stay in off-road mode. Off-road mode is the button on the left all the way out. Oh yeah. Okay, so off-road mode, it will not buck you off the horse. And once it hits its stride, it goes. The speedometer is accurate. Pedal assist 9, we're in off-road mode. Oh yeah. Holy crap. That's faster than the goat. Bed them brakes. It's got some giddy up and gallop. Pedal assist 9, off-road mode. Give it a couple pedals to help some boost. Oh my God, yes. Holy snap-a-roly. Let's check out the fork. Oh, that's not bad. I can feel the regen working. There's a Jeep in front of us. That's freaking fast. At 4.5 miles, for me being a fat old man, the seat is not that comfortable. This is a benefit of an e-bike. We can ride right in that e-bike lane. Tell you what, you kick them pedals when it's moving and that motor kicks right in. Well, definitely don't have to worry about keeping up with traffic with this. the brakes work good. It didn't take long to bet them in. My knees hurt. So if you're 6 foot with a 32-inch inseam and have bad knees and or you want to pedal, this will not be the bike for you, because you can't do it. My knees hurt already, 6 miles. It's really annoying, actually. The only good thing is you can flat foot it simple as cake. Or simple as pie. And we're just doing a maiden voyage to make sure everything is good. Probably should not have maxed out the speed or pushed it to 50 some miles an hour or whatever. But the speed was just really incredible. So it's beautiful out. Hi.
Hi.
This is definitely going to be a climber. We do have a clicking sound. I don't know what it is. When we go back, we're going to check all our bolts. We've done like 12 miles. The seat, listen. The seat is not comfortable at all. It's too low for me, and these are too low. So if you're my size, 6 foot, I mean, honestly, if you're 6 foot and you have bad knees, my knees are killing me. I'm going to see how much it'll cost to get a riser made and buy a motorcycle riser 4 to 6 inches. Notwithstanding the fact that it's low. It's fast, it's quiet, it's fun, smooth. Once you get used to the big tire and the heaviness of the front, you make it nimble. For the back, the shock, I need to adjust it, try to get some more comfort out of it. The front, I made it as soft as possible, and now it feels better riding it. So my first ride is that the bike is great. It takes off like a pig. It takes off so slow. It's a pig. In e-bike mode, it's worse than a pig. It's a tortoise. In off-road mode, 0 to 12, 15, it is a dog. Once it hits that 15, it kind of pushes you back in a seat. Then it fires off. So I guess a safety feature so people don't whiskey throttle and kill themselves. Do I regret buying it? No. But it needs a seat riser and a handlebar stem for me to keep it. So this is just one part of our first video. All right, we are still doing Graffiti Fest. We have STELLA out. It's a nice sunny day. It's Halloween day. We're trying to get some speed runs in and some general information about the PAS settings and add to our first ride. And then I'm going to give you a synopsis of what I think about the bike. And yes, Graffiti Fest, STELLA. Let's go. If I haven't told you, grips are nice. Everything about the bike's nice, except it's too small for me. All right. Let's do, we don't do turtle mode anymore, which is e-bike mode. It's too slow. It's a slug. Don't do it. It's a waste. Bike's too heavy for that mode, unless you weigh 50 pounds. If you're a 50-pound person, you can use bike mode. If you're somebody like me, I actually just went to the doctors. I got weighed in. I'm like 256. It's too slow. So we're in off-road mode, pedal assist 1. It is such a slow takeoff. It's very disappointing, actually. All right, pedal assist 1. You can go all the way up to, it looks like you can go all the way up to the maximum speed in pedal assist 1 when you're using the throttle. And that means that none of the pedal assist levels will hold you back throttle-wise. However, it is such a slow delivery of power, which I told you can change. So any pedal assist level, use a throttle, you can get to the maximum speed. If you're in pedal assist level 1, it just might take you a very long time. So let's pedal then. Let's try to pedal. I'll take some pain in my knees and I'll tell you what the speed is for pedaling. All right, so even in pedal assist 1 pedaling, it looks like you can go as fast as you can pedal. Let's do a long straightaway here. I'm in pedal assist 1, off-road mode, 16 miles an hour, 17 miles an hour, 18 miles an hour. The biggest thing is in pedal assist 1 pedaling right now, I got feeling in the pedals 20 miles an hour. So my knees are pumping. So it looks like you can go fast as you can pedal pretty much. You can go, you're not limited by speed in the pedal assist levels. It's just a matter of the assist that the motor's giving you. Let's do pedal assist 2. No throttle, Bruce. See, you can't even start this bike by pedaling. You gotta use a throttle to start off this bike. You cannot pedal this bike and start. Gotta use a throttle to get started. It's just too heavy. And there's a delay in the cadence. Okay, so pedal assist level 2, it's much easier to pedal to get to the higher speeds. So the pedal assist levels, they just give you literally assist with the ability to pedal, and there is no limit on speed and there is no limit on throttle speed. So I hope that makes sense. I'm gonna just change this to level 5 pedal assist levels. That way I'll get a power delivery sooner. Might even go to pedal assist level 3 pedal assist levels and get the power even sooner. And then that way you're in pedal assist 1. If you only have 3 levels and you're in pedal assist 1 and you start pedaling, you might be able to start off from a stop. Actually, we should test that out. Let's test that out. Let's test that theory out. All right, so remember, M twice, bottom button to get to Ebike, hit M, assist levels, bottom minus, hit M, we're at 9, hit M, minus button to get to 3, hit M, scroll down to back. Our power delivery is going to be 43%, 70, 97, which I don't know why that doesn't say 100. Let's go up and see if you can change it to 100. Let's see. 97, I'm pressing the plus button. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm making it 100%. So I'm changing the 3 PS levels, 43, 70, and 100. You know what? Let's just go up to the first one. Oh, lock it in. Let's go up to the first one and change that to 50. All right, so now we're at 50. And you know what? Let's lock that in. Then let's go make it 50, 75%, 100. So that's how I am locking everything in. So now I have 3 pedal assist levels. Oh, Brucey, you dumb butt. Once you start practicing with the display, you'll get it. All right, let's try it out. We have 3 pedal assist levels. Let's see if we can take off from pedaling. Yes, 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 yes. So there's your tip. If you want to take off from pedaling right away, don't keep it in 9 pedal assist levels. I'm keeping it in 3. That was perfect because even that takeoff was not that hard. And you just turn a little bit and you can keep the speed up. Now, once you start moving and you touch them pedals some more, the response is quicker. But in the beginning, hi there, the response is not rapid. So I'm keeping it in 3 pedal assist levels so that I can actually take off from a pedal start. I hope that helps you all because it helped me. My analysis of the bike, let's see how many miles we've done total. We've done 14 miles and it took a while to get used to the handling. And I mean, it only took like a mile, less than a mile, and I was used to the front and the tire. So you can see, it's nimble. You got to practice like everything else. Like I tell my trike people the same thing, you got to practice. So the grips are good, and I got a speeder. Speed limit is 15, and that's what I'm doing. They're gonna tailgate me, and I'm doing the speed limit. Here they go. There they go, right there. There they go, speeder. Neighbor. Now my neighbors watch these videos, somebody will probably shame her, and they should. The width of the bars I like. The only thing I don't like is too low for me. I told you before, the quality of the build is outstanding. This is the best built bike I've ever touched. And it handles really good. And now that I have the pedal assist change, oh my gosh, pedaling is actually easier for my knees. So I was thinking about selling this bike the first day. I think if I get a seat riser and a new seat, I'll be golden. So, and I fixed the rattle. Now she's quiet as a church mouse. So, I love my Stella. I love my girl. I love my Stella. I'm gonna take her for a whirl. Woo! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I adjusted the rear coil springs. I put some more tension on them, raised them up into the second hole, so my rear feels a little bit better today. I'm gonna try to adjust a little bit more, and I got my front adjusted. And I adjusted my rebound. I've been testing that too. Thoughts on the bike? It would be darn near perfect, because nothing in life is perfect, if it had a taller handlebar riser, and if it had a taller seat, if it had a seat riser. The brakes are outstanding. The regen works perfectly. You just gotta crack those brakes, and you can feel the regen kicking right in. So those Magura brakes, that regen, that's freaking outstanding. The lighting package, I haven't done it at night yet, not when it's real dark, but so far, another outstanding feature. The acceleration, I said, was a slug. I said it was horrible. I said it was crappy until you hit like 15 miles an hour. Yeah, that's when you're in. That's when you have 1 through 9 pedal assist levels. Don't do that. If you're buying this bike, you are not buying it to be a slug. You're buying it because you want to go fast and have fun. So I'm telling you, I'm advising you to change it to 3 pedal assist levels, and then you will be a happy person. And then the acceleration, well, one, you can take off when you pedal from a stop without falling over, because the motor will kick in enough to give you enough juice. I have it set up 50% power, which is good, I think. And so it's not a slug. It's just you got to have it set up right. So I recommend you to do just 3 settings, and you'll be good. The grips are good. All the controls are good. The ergonomics with regards to where the buttons are for the horn, for the light, for the control panel are all good. The ability to change so much with regards to the shocks, I just need to tweak the back a little bit more, and I might tweak the front a little bit more. But I'm content with the adjustability of the forks, the horn, and then again the fit and finish is outstanding. Yeah. So I was one of the lucky people to get this bike for 25% off. So I got this bike delivered to me for under $3,000. Did I get a steal? Oh yes. Right now the police are looking for me. The Maryland State Police and the Cecil County Sheriff's Office and the Natural Resources Police, they're all out trying to get me because of the theft that I just committed. Is it worth $4,500? No, I don't think so. Why do I say that? The biggest reason I say that? The batteries. The batteries drop voltage right from the jump. My first ride, I did 13 miles and almost half the battery was gone. Now, am I a fat person? Yes, told you, like 256, 58 pounds or something today. And did I ride it like I stole it? Oh yes, I was going up and down my local hills, and then I was gunning it and I was racing it. And you saw some of the speeds that I hit the first ride, but that's still a lot of usage. I'll bet you I'm only going to get like 30 miles, and that's my next video probably is a range test, and I have some super steep hill tests that I'm going to do. I have a 10%, 11% grade, and I have two 8% grades that are stretched over a mile and 1.2 miles and 1.8 miles that I'm going to test this bike on that I did with Betty and Roxy. So, oh, look at that beautiful sailboat. So we still have a whole bunch of testing to put this bike through its paces, but like I said, did I get a steal? Yes, I got a steal. Is it worth $4,500? I don't think so. Put 17S batteries in, then you're a lot closer. And that's my review. I love the bike. I'm seeking out a fabricator to get me a seat riser, and I'm going to get on Amazon here in the next day or two and get a motorcycle grade riser. So I can bring the handlebars up, and I think that's going to help me even from the beginning. Yeah, so if I have to grade the bike, I'm giving the bike an A. If the bike had 17S batteries, if the bike didn't have voltage sag, if the bike fully charged to 70 to 71 volts, I would give this bike an A+, even with the ergonomics, because the ergonomics kind of are what they are. But the bike, nimble once you get used to it in practice. Like I tell everybody else, I've got 21 miles on this bike. Am I an expert on it yet? No. But am I better than when I first took it out of my 50 yards of my driveway? Yes. My friends, it's happening. A day that I have been waiting for since January 24th, 2024. On this beautiful fall day in Maryland, BTX has a package. Friend John, I told him I love him. He called me and said, I'll be here in blah, blah, blah time. I said, I love you. He was afraid to come. He thought I was going to attack him. He's like, I must have just got out of prison. No. Look what it is. It's my Graffiti X. Holy shit. People told me I was never going to see this bike. Oh my gosh. It's Christmas for me. It's Christmas for me. It's Christmas for me. Woo! This is the box. It is freaking pristine. You know who brought it? This man right here, John. He brought in the box, and he was treating it like a baby, and I gave him a hug. He was still a little worried, but once I started talking about the e-bikes, he knew that I was really in love with the e-bikes, and I wasn't somebody who just got out of prison.
I was wondering.
He was wondering. And ironically, he lives in an area where I sell a lot of houses, so we were talking and shooting the shit about life in general, and he did an outstanding job. BTX Global has a good man here in John.
There we go. Appreciate it.
And there's the box. John's going to go to Frederick. I'm going to unbox this. Hello again, my friends. Yes, I finished writing a contract, submitting the contract, talking to my friend Felix Mariano Jr. about our TV show that's on @Frantic TV. And now it's time to do the graffiti. What TV show did you ask? On @Frantic TV, I have a show, Answers with Bruce. I'm answered legal questions, legal topics, covering e-bikes, e-trikes, the electric mobility world. Produced by my friend Felix Mariano Jr., Emmy Award winner. He won an Emmy Award for his video production at the 2014 Olympics. So that's why his videos, I watched his videos, I was like, man, these videos are banging. And then he told me and showed me his Emmy. Got a new show, Answers with Bruce. I want you all to subscribe and like at Frantic TV. Check it out. The video production is outstanding. And my first show, my friends have told me, and Felix got a bunch of feedback that said it was really good. And as considering that I suck at that kind of stuff, humbled, and I think you'll enjoy it. All right, so now, box is pristine. We are going to cut it open, gently open up the box, see what we got. We're going to use our moving blanket. We're going to lay out all the parts. We're going to read the manual. We're going to pull the battery out right away and start charging it. So by the time we have the bike put together, we can ride the bike. We're going to put flat out in the tires. Even though they're motorcycle tires, we're still going to put flat out in. And we're going to put our purple pedals that we took off of our goat named Betty. Now, the good thing about this unboxing and this video in general, it's really just for us, because LYRIC Cycles, based in Canada, does not like me enough to give me an affiliate link or a code or anything like that. That's not going to affect my evaluation of the bike and the quality and the components and my testing, but I'm just telling you that I have no requirements whatsoever. I can do this review, this video, the video series any way I want. It's always going to be for you and me anyway, but I don't have any specific criteria that I need to hit, and I don't have any codes for you all. There she is. There's STELLA. Packaged pretty good. Look how thick that box is. Box is heavy duty. It is stiff. Look how big those freaking tires are. It's in a wooden frame. Has new Graffiti X smell. I'm going to embed in my video the videos of LYRIC Cycles, because those videos are pretty easy to watch. And the assembly should be fairly simple based on those videos. That tire is freaking humongous. Pretty ingenious boxing system. It lifts right up. Look at that. She is freaking gorgeous. Woo! Oh my gosh. We're going to unpackage her, finish unpackage her. She is in, she looks really perfect. I've pretty much got it all unpacked, got a little bit more to do. The keys are right here on this frame for the light, which is solid metal. Be very careful. They got this is a stupid place to put them, because you got to be careful so you don't scratch the paint. Which I did. I put a little scratch in them. Dumb butts. Why am I taking the keys off? So I'm going to take the battery off and charge it right now. For the battery removal, come to the left side. Ignition key, there's two of those. They have knobbies on them. The battery keys are flat. One side says C, one side says T. You put the key in, locked is all the way to the right. Turn it to the left. This bottom screw needs to be out almost all the way. And then just slide it a little bit to the left, which it actually requires a little bit of muscle to get it to move. And then it lifts up, and it's heavy. I sat the battery on a piece of foam that came with the bike. I pressed the button, and it says it's already charged, but we're still going to plug it in. It comes with pedals, which I'm using my purple. The only paper manual it comes with are for the brakes. It comes with this LYRIC paper. Has a QR code on it. Scan the QR code, and that's where you're going to find all of the manuals. I actually emailed them to myself. I'm going to print them out. The charger is an 8 amp charger. Simply got to connect the cord, and then the charger to the front of the battery. And I'm going to do this while I finish putting it together. And then in the manual it talks about how to balance the battery. There's a lot more in the manual than they talk about online. So I tell everybody, read the manual. So I'm telling you all, read the manual. And the charger has a fan. So the charger has a fan, so it's a pretty nice charger. You will hear a little click when it goes in, and then to release it, there's a little button right here that you will have to press to pull it off. It's showing red, so it's charging, and I can feel the air coming out, so it's working. So we are going to let this charge, and we're going to finish undressing STELLA. So far, this has been the easiest unboxing I've ever had. Before you take it out of here, out of its protective packing case, so to speak, put the handlebars on. And then we're also going to check while we have our hex, all the bolts. And we're going to use our performance toolbox that I bought early on, has all my tools in it. And we're probably going to cheat and use my collapsible seat to do this. This is our magic seat. I got this one from Amazon, but I've actually seen it on Walmart, cheaper, and that's the link I'm going to put in the video. But remember, you just turn it, lock it into place. And hex nuts on the top are 6, and these hex bolts are a 5. All right, I did take off them completely so that I could get it on, and I also had to spin the display around because when I first put it on, this part here was like tucked back in here. So I spun the display so that the cables were back out on the front. And this is a brake line here. I put the tire on, but this might need a wire tie or something up here. So we'll see. But I'm going to assume that the logo of LYRIC is the center. So I'm going to eyeball it up, and then I'll probably try to measure to make sure I got it. And then I'm not going to tighten them up completely until I get the wheel on so I can see if I got the feel, but I'm going to snug them up so that the handlebars don't move. Step is to unleash the bike from the crate. So take off the end on the left side if you're looking to the front. Rubber mallet. And then you're just going to have to muscle it out. Out easier if you take a little bit of weight off the fork. I'm lifting with my right and pulling with my left. Should have eaten my Wheaties. She's out. She's ready to be installed. Boy, that's beef. Everything on this bike that I've seen so far is stout, super thick, super strong. Everything. From the tires to this bolt, everything. This bracket, everything. Everything is super stout. This looks like it's probably the best built bike I have in my collection so far. We're not done yet, and we haven't even started the test, but I'm excited. Doing it differently than in the video that LYRIC has. I'm keeping it in the frame because that frame that they ship the bike in is keeping it from tipping over. That collapsible stool that I recommended, that I tell people to buy, I can adjust the height. So I've adjusted the height so that the wheel will go in here. It's sitting on this, which is steel or aluminum, solid metal. And then I ripped apart some of the packing foam and I put it underneath here so it won't rock. So it's sturdy, mainly because in the back. And now we're to the front where we're going to install the wheel. Now, yellow brake caliper, pull it out. Do not press the brakes once it's out. The wheel has a protector. Take that off. That protects the rotor. The one thing that they have in the LYRIC video is that gentleman's telling you to test fit this. One thing he doesn't tell you, the reason is you might have to pull the shock down, the suspension fork, because this suspension fork was up here, so I just pulled it down, and now I got them lined up. So now I know I'm not going to have to wrestle. So do that ahead of time so that you do have them all lined up. Now I'll pull the yellow piece. That's trash. And I have my forks ready to go for the wheel. Slide the tire through without hitting anything. Have this in the, have that right ready to go. That way you can just slide the tire up carefully between the rotor. Don't twist, baby girl. Don't twist, baby girl. Don't twist. Don't twist. Two hands would be, I mean, another person helping you would be good. Don't twist, baby girl. One side's through. You gotta just, once you get it started and lined up, you have to very gently tap it with your hand to get it through. And I kept watching over here to see it start to come through enter into the threads. Now we can start tightening it up here and catch it on the other side. This is just a matter of taking your time, getting it to turn in until it sucks itself in and will lock itself in the groove. It should not look like that. It should be inset in the fork. And that's how you want to tighten it up, just like that, so that it looks like that when it's all said and done. And then you will tighten up these two and two on the other side, which holds the wheel and axle and all together so you don't crash and die. These are 4. So after you have it in, tighten them up. I'm sure there's spec ratings for how tight. I'm just using my own torque rating, real tight. I recommend that you check everything after your maiden voyage, and then I'll probably check again that's how it should look. See, the axle bolt is flush on the end, and you see that there's nothing sticking out. I'm going to do a maiden voyage. Battery's still charging. That's why I tell you to charge the battery. Because if I wasn't making a video, I'd be long since done. Now, could you ride the battery? Could you ride the bike with the way the battery was? Yeah, but if you want to have full power, charge the battery. Every 500 miles, watch my I Needed New Underwear video. That's what happens when you don't check them every 500 miles. I checked them at 500 or so. I didn't check them at 1,300 or so. And my front fork and all came loose. So check them after your maiden voyage. Check them every 500 miles. Especially a bike that can do, hopefully, more than 50 miles an hour. It's got motorcycle tires. They're DOT approved. Everything on his bike is stout. Got to adjust the caliper. Got to adjust the brake pad. Have to read the manual to make sure there's nothing special. But you know what? We're going to do it right while we got it up here. Wheel was on. That was the hardest part of the venture. Next is the front fender, blinkers, and then we're done. They have these nice sleeves. They're very nice. I like them. You have a green and a green. That's for the display, arrow to arrow. You have a red. Then you have this black hexagonal, some other shape. And I was like, where the hell are the wires? So you have to unzip this sleeve on the left-hand side, and then you'll find the red and the hexagonal, whatever that shape is. So unzip the sleeve, and then you'll find the last connections to do. We do this, and we do the blinkers right down here, which they're all set. There's nothing missing. They're all hooked up, ready to go. The bike's put together. Connections all done, all zippered up, putting these on. All you got to do is just, the nut is on the back side. Make sure you have them pointed the right way, unless you're Tim Chipman of Shoot the Chit, in which case you will mount them backwards because you're just that kind of guy. And then we just have to take off the display, put our purple pedals on, sitting on a magic chair. All right, I'm almost done. Pedal time. The only other piece of advice I have for the time being is check your kickstand, because your kickstand is adjustable, and I've had them slip before on my very first bike, second bike. So I just tightened this up, takes a number 4 hex. So I tightened up the kickstand to make sure that it didn't loosen up and the bike tumble over. I sat on the bike and I adjusted the fork. I went all the way open. And then for me at 260 pounds, it had a lot of movement in the front. So I turned it back 2. That's how I'm going to do my test drive. I'm going to make sure, go over all the bolts again with my hexes. I'm not going to adjust the brakes on the front because I'm going to bed the brakes. And if you're buying a bike like this, you should already know what that means. And the back end is soft for me at 260. So I am going to adjust the rear. I already bounced on it. It's just too bouncy. It just doesn't feel good. I'm going to move this shock. LYRIC has a pretty good video. They don't show you how to do it, but they tell you about it. If you're a heavy body like me, you want to go in this upper hole. So I'm going to move this shock up into the upper hole. And I might even put some more pre-tension on this, on the shocks. But overall, this was the easiest unboxing I've had. Very easy put together. Very easy plug and play. And we're going to do pedals. We're going to check everything. Hopefully the battery's going to finish up. I'm going to print out the manual and read it, which I suggest you do. And then we're going to go on our maiden voyage, and I'll tell you what I think on the maiden voyage. This front brake cable here, it needs a wire tie. It needs a wire tie. It's just way too much play. So I'm gonna get a wire tie and wire tie it up in here. Make sure not too tight though, so that there's room for when you move the shocks, because this is what it looks like when you push on the shocks. This is all the way open. This is all the way open. A lot of movement. This is 2 clicks. 1, 2. Less movement. I'm going to adjust these, but before I do, I want to show you this. Well, first off, it's a number 5 and a 13 wrench behind, hex here. But this is what I want to show you. Let me fix the camera. Felix Mariano Jr., where are you? I need you, Felix. Now that I see how good you can make me look, at Frantic TV, Answers with Bruce, look at that first episode. I sound and look so good. Why? Because of Felix Mariano Jr., Emmy Award winner. Look, I'm 6 foot tall, 32-inch inseam. I'm flat-footing it, but look how much. Look at this. This is not comfortable. The only way I'll keep this bike is if, I have to tighten up the display once I get it set how I want it. I went around and I made sure all these are tight. All the bolts around the steering, I made sure they're all tight. I need a riser because it's too far over. And look how low I am to the ground. Now, I have bad knees. I need 2 new knees. This is my pedal stroke. It's cramping up right in my thigh, right in my quad. That's my knees. So if you're 6 foot, this is what you're going to look like. It's a small bike, sits low to the ground. It easily could use a 3-inch riser. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to ride it. This is what Goldilocks does in California. He holds onto the wall. I'm going to hold onto my Moon Cool box. And then he does this. This is what I would look like pedaling. My knees hurt. This is how I'm going to have to ride it. The bike's small. You all know my email, bruce.heckmer@longoffoster.com. Hit me up if you want to buy this bike from me. Put your wrench in the back. And then your hex. And then loosen it up. And then after you get it loose, put it in the next hole. From the front hole to the back hole, just push it in. There's a washer and a nut on the back side. Use your hand, tighten it to get it started. You can tighten it up 90% of the way. And then tight. And how tight was it? It was pretty tight. What's the torque rating that I'm going to use? Tight, tight. Like that. And I'm going to do the other side the same way. And now you can see we went from this hole to this hole. We'll see how it feels. Higher hole. Now I'm going to sit on it and see if it feels any better. Left side, like you're getting on a horse. Make sure that it's unlocked. Lift it up. There's 2 channels here. You got to pick them up over the channel almost all the way in. And then you just want to have about 3/8 of an inch right here. And then slide. I got my left hand over here. On the other side, slide. And then battery key, smooth. Lock. Turn it to the back, turn it clockwise, and it locks. Now the battery is in. Power cable. Can only go in one way. It's tight. And you have to push it in so that you hear that click. Did you hear that click? And remember, when you take it off, that same button right here, you got to press that button to pull it off. And it takes a little bit of muscle to get it. She's done. She is done. She's beautiful. Fit and finish, outstanding. Got a couple little spots on the seat, but I could live with them. Otherwise, I don't see anything wrong. Everything is DOT. Oh, I had to tighten up the screen. That's the last thing. Everything else is good. This is a sharp looking frickin' bike. The worst part is it's too small for me.